My next guy, Jerry West, was phenomenal. He made 9 finals. It was easier to make the finals. There weren't as many teams, but it was harder to win the finals because of the lack of free agency and how dominant Bill Russell and the Celtics were. Jerry West was 1-8 in the finals. He's also the logo, and he's Mr. Clutch. Unbelievably clutch shot maker. We've all seen, those basketball historians like myself have seen the footage of him making these crazy shots. Now, in the playoffs, he averaged 29 points, 6 assists, and 6 rebounds a game. 29, 6, and 6. And 2 MVPs, 5 top 3s, 7 top 7s. Kind of about the same as Curry. Oscar Robertson, number 5. Well, the way I look at him is this. I think he averaged a triple-double over a 5-year stretch. So he has that going for him. 29, 10, and 9. 29, 10, and 9 in his first 10 seasons with the Cincinnati Royals. Incredible, right? But he only won 2 playoff series. He lost to a multitude of different teams. It wasn't just the Celtics. Now, he averaged in the playoffs over his whole career 22, 9, and 7. And, I go back and look at their field goal percentages. Both him and West are about 54%. But then you look at it and you're like, oh, wow, that was really high back then. 54%. True shooting. There's no 3-pointers. There's a lot more misses. They let more fouls go. If you watch some of these games, there weren't as many. There was no analytics. You weren't like dissecting game film and stuff the way you're doing today. You have all these different coaches telling you when to shoot and how to shoot and all these things. So it was just a little bit different. The game was different. And you realize like, oh, wow, Oscar and West shot like this, but that was really, really good for that league. They were up there top 10 in their field goal percentage. So Oscar was, to me, he was Chris Paul mixed with Russell Westbrook. He had Russell Westbrook's numbers, but Chris Paul's like tough guy attitude and almost bullying type leadership and his jump shot. He was Chris Paul and Russell Westbrook. Now, again, Oscar had a reputation as a tough teammate, and I think a lot of that had to do with the unfortunate racism he faced at that time in the city where he played. And that's horrible. I mean, Bill Russell had to deal with a lot of that same type of nonsense. That's just, unfortunately, the way our country was at that point. That probably affected him as a man. I said that last time. I still believe that. And, Weston and Oscar didn't have the type of travel arrangements that we have. They didn't fly first class on their private planes. They got to, they just had to get things done. They probably traveled more like a AA baseball team. So, in Oscar, he had 1 MVP, 5 top 3s. 5 top 3s, just like West, but 9 top 5s. 9 top 5s. So Oscar, won 1 ring because he joined on with the Bucks and Kareem, who just walked into the league putting up, something silly like 33, 17, and 6. I just made that up, but something like that. Kareem walked into the league as the best player at that point. Wilt was getting older. Russell just retired. Probably saw Kareem coming. And listen, Oscar and West, to me, are interchangeable. I'm picking West because of his incredible finals performances. I think he's just a little bit of a better scorer. But it's close. You can throw West and Oscar in either order. Both excellent players.